Hey, Michael Skeleton here. Decided I better start finishing up these beginner tutorials for the Rubik's videos before I put it off for too long and never want to do it. So let's, the last we left off, the 2 layers had been solved and you are down to the last layer. And let's do that right now. There's a couple different steps to it. First, you want to do the cross on the top, which is basically orienting the edges, and then you want to orient all the corners, which means popping all the yellow stickers up to the top on all the corners. Then you need to permute both the edges and the corners. So you can do those in various orders in various ways, and I'll show you the easiest way. And so we're off. All right, so let's go over a couple of the possible choices for solving the cross on the last layer. So first case that we're going to be building off of is this case, which is where you have 3 yellows in a row. Yellow is my top color, by the way. And when you have a dot in the front, so I actually have that on both sides, so maybe it'd be easier to show it from this side. You got a dot on the front and 3 yellows on the top there. That's case 1. And this is how you form the cross for this case. And I think if you think about it after doing the algorithm, it makes a lot of sense. So it is F, R, U, R inverse, U inverse, F inverse. All right, and there you go. And notice you have a cross on the top. And you got some bonus along the way. So there you go. Now, case number 2 is what I call the fish case. It's this little L shape up in the corner, and then you have a dot here and a dot there. So these are the 2 edges you want to flip up top. And it's very similar to the other case, but in the other case when we went FRU, in this one we're going FUR. So here we go. So the algorithm to get the cross on top for this is FUR, U inverse, R inverse, F inverse. And there you go. We have the cross on the top. There we go. Okay, third case is the worst case, and that's when you have none of the edges oriented correctly on top, just the center, that's it. And then you're going to hold the cube, so you got the 2 stickers right there being yellow and the one up there being yellow. And this is really a combination of case 1 and case 2. So first we're going to do case 1. That was F, R, U, R inverse, U inverse, F inverse. And notice now we have a fish on top, but we have to orient that right. So we do U2 there. I suppose you could turn the cube, but U2 is generally thought of as being faster than turning the cube. And then you do case 2, which is F, U, R, U inverse, R inverse, F inverse. There you go. And then you made a cross on the top for case number 3. And the case number 4, the final case, is when you get the first 2 layers solved and you look at it and you already have a cross on the top. And obviously you don't need to do anything then, and it's la-di-da. You're home free. So there you go. Okay, so now that you have the cross on the top, it's in the beginner's method, it's generally best to orient them, or position them correctly, which means, you know, for instance, in this case I have the cross here, and if I put the blue one in the right spot, it makes the orange, red, and green ones in the wrong spot. But it's a 3 cycle, so we want the green one to go up here, and then we want this red one to go over here, and we want the orange one to go right over here. So that is the counterclockwise, or the clockwise 3 cycle. If I know which way a clock runs, I would be able to say that correctly. Okay, so here is what you do for a clockwise permutation of the edges. And the algorithm is R, U2, R inverse, U inverse, R, U inverse, R inverse. There you go. And then you got the blue, the red, the green, and the orange all lined up. The edges, not the corners. And voila, there you go. Of course, there could be the other case. So I've oriented blue correctly here. And now I've got red, orange, and green in the wrong spot. And this time I got the counterclockwise one. We want red to go here. We want the green to go up there. And we want the orange to come down here. So for the counterclockwise one, you do all the R moves the same, but you do all the U moves backwards. Instead of doing U2, U inverse, U inverse, you do U, U, U2. So in that case, so you're going to go R, U, R inverse, U, R, U2, R inverse. And there you go. We've got the blue, green, red, and orange all lined up. Okay, so now let's go over the worst possible case. And that, just like when you were flipping them, when you're permuting them, it's the same thing as a combination of the two we just learned. So what we have here is, if I orient the blue correctly, the green one is in the right spot, but the two side ones aren't. And similarly, if we try and align the orange and the red, we're going to get the other two in the wrong spot. So in that case, you want to do an adjacent edge swap. So you're going to position it. Let's see here. You're going to position it like this. So you want to swap this orange and green there. Maybe that's a good way to show it. And on the other side, you want to swap this red and blue here. And to do this, you're going to do a combination of the clockwise and the counterclockwise permutation. So first we're going to go clockwise, then we're going to go U2, then we're going to go counterclockwise. So first, the clockwise one, R, U2, R inverse, U inverse, R, U inverse, R inverse. And then if we go U2, and then do it counterclockwise, R, U, R inverse, U, R, U2, R inverse. And then when we line it up all right, there you go. Works perfect. Basically, you can just think of it, if you apply the clockwise one and then look at what you get and rotate the cube, and then do the counterclockwise one, voila, there. You don't really have to memorize that last one. So once you're done with this video, you should be left with a cube that has the first two layers solved, and the top layer you should have the cross perfectly solved. So now the edges are in their correct position. All the corners are messed up though. They're flip drawing and they're position drawing, and that's going to be the next video, and that is the last step of solving the cube. So stay tuned next time. See ya. Michael Skeleton out.